Hey, and welcome to another edition of It's Just Me with Brent Fox. Today, I'm just going to go over just a few things that are on my mind, particularly the cancellation of the LDBC Family Reunion, uh, topics like Cambosis versus Maxie Hughes, NUA versus Fulton, and of course, the Spence Crawford media workouts. First and foremost, I just want to make sure that I touch on the cancellation of the LDBC Family Reunion and what impact it actually has on me individually. Um, I can't lie, man. It really hurt to know that we're not gonna get together this year, but hopefully that builds anticipation for the next year and for years to come. I hate that it didn't work out, but hopefully, not to sound cliche, it'll be greater later. Um, man, I had really tried to get myself ready this year, to see family and just really have a good time, man. I look forward to finally meeting guys like Drew Titan and Abel from Mahari Nation podcast or Mahari Local podcast or Mahari Neighborhood podcast, depending on which day it is. Oh, I look forward to actually seeing Iron Trill Will again. Of course, Jared O11 Green, Coach 67, Sports TV. It's always a pleasure seeing Jay Good and also seeing, my big little bro, Joe Townsend, man. Damn, I really hate that I'm going to miss that. Um, but like I said, hopefully it's greater later. You know, the last LDBC meet and greet was very, very special. And that's why I kind of feel the way that I feel this year. That was not a meet and greet. That was a family reunion. And I had been promoting that before, that got underway. They would say meet and greet, I would say family reunion because there was just a real energy. Um, there was just a real energy that actually filled the place up once we actually got together. There were genuine connections. There was genuine love, and you can't get that on most, I don't want to say internet sites, but you can't get that on most web based type places. And, that just goes to show you how special the LDBC is. Man, I sure hate that we're not gonna be able to get together. Boxing in the house. Salute to you, brother. Thanks for dropping in, man. I appreciate it. Now, on to boxing. There is gonna be a good matchup that really nobody's talking about, and it's probably not the boxing matchup that you would expect. The boxing matchup that I'm actually talking about is Maxie Hughes versus George Kambosos in Oklahoma. Um, I actually look for that fight to be very competitive. Reason why is George Kambosos has, when he's on, he has a more swarming type style. Maxie Hughes is more or less like a boxer, um, and can has the ability to kind of pick apart volume punchers with a decent jab and a good right hand. He's able to move laterally relatively well. It's not as slick as someone like maybe Haney or Shakur Stevenson or anybody like that. But he does actually have decent lateral movement to kind of offset a whole bunch of volume punching. I do look for a close decision. I think it'll probably wind up being unanimous, even though I said close. Probably maybe if it's a 10-round fight, it'd probably be like what? Maybe eh, I'd probably say maybe like 96, 93, something like that. Um, but I expect a close fight from them. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping that Keyshawn Davis actually has a good showing on the undercard as well. And then there's a guy that's a heavyweight, and I forget his name, originally from Oklahoma. I hope he has a good showing too. Um, the other fight, of course, is the big fight, which is going to be Fulton versus Inoue. A lot of people still have Inoue favored to win the fight. I myself still have Fulton um, pulling off the upset if there is no foul play, and I'm sure everyone knows what I mean by that. If there's no foul play and Fulton is able to basically outpoint Inoue, he's not going to knock him out or really hurt him. But I do think that some of the counter punches that Fulton does throw would probably get Inoue's respect and cause him to just try to second guess himself. And I think if someone like Inoue is doing that, then Fulton definitely has a better chance or better standing of pulling off, uh, I would say, a split decision win, even though it probably should be unanimous. I think that the slick movements of Fulton, the counter punching of Fulton, the speed of Fulton, and also the shiftiness that he actually has, and and also the body punching that really nobody is really mentioning too much about from Fulton. Not from Anyway, but from Fulton, I think would probably make a difference as well. I think that probably in the mid to later rounds, I think Monster Inoue kind of slows down a bit, just a tick, not really significant, but I think once that actually happens, I think Fulton would probably be able to keep him at the end of his jab, set up combinations, shift around, and then basically have Inoue play a game of catch up the latter end of the fight. And I think that'll probably cost Inoue rounds. I don't think the judges would have any other choice but to award Fulton those rounds because I think even though there may be spurts of action from Inoue, who I think he'll put on a good showing, especially for his home country in Japan. Um, I think he'll put on a good showing in spurts, but I just don't think that it would be enough under a normal basis. If he somehow hurts Fulton, or if something goes awry to where he's able just to kind of pounce on Fulton and hit him with volume combinations and vicious shots, then of course, anyway, is going to pull that off. But as far as anyway, juicing, um, to be honest with you, Mo, I'm not quite sure if he is. Has there been testing to prove that maybe he has been, or is there a failed test that he may have taken to kind of indicate that something else is going on? And kind of as I wait for your answer, I just kind of get into you know why I think just kind of elaborate why Fulton is probably going to pull it out again. I just think that again, under normal circumstances, if anyway is having to play catch up, then I don't think that that would be good for him. If Fulton also is able to utilize body punching and has Inoue in a position to where he has to back up, then I think that that is also a drastic turn of events, and Fulton can actually win that way as well. It'd be very surprising if he was able to pull that off, to be quite honest with you. But I think with the body punch placement that Fulton possesses, He could get Anyway's attention and he could just push him back. Oh, okay. So the rumors originally came from Fight Hype. Uh, you know, Fight Hype and Boxing Scene and Fight Hub, um, they're fairly reliable sources, but I don't. To me, I don't really dive too much into what they actually say uh, um, on some occasions. If there's not anything definitive, and I know that things can be swept under the rug, Mo. We both know that things can definitely be swept under the rug. See Dillian White on that one. Um, but yeah, I know that things can be swept under the rug, but I don't think that there's definitive proof that he has done that anyway, has done that. So I'm not really too keen on whether or not he is actually juicing. That being said, it probably wouldn't surprise me, but yeah, I would hope not. I would hope that's just a rumor and that's not true. But oh man, the Spence versus Crawford media workouts were pretty interesting. I actually liked Terrence Crawford's media workout. Now, as far as like his media scrum, where he was answering questions and things of that nature, um, he's Bud's never really been good or excellent with the media. So, I mean, I didn't really expect much when he was in the media scrum. Um, and him kind of getting agitated with some of the questions that were being asked, it didn't really surprise me that much. That just kind of also shows that he is ready to fight. Bud is definitely ready to fight. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed him on the jump rope. He did some shadow boxing that was pretty good. Um, he also he also was hit in the pants with a Bo Mac and and wound up popping him again. Um, but he all I keep thinking about is Earl calling him Big Cheeto Man. Now, when somebody says something like that, man, you can't even take them seriously no more. Like Big Cheeto Man. So that's all I'm gonna think about now. Big Cheeto Man. But yeah, Big Cheeto Man. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Bo Mac was actually holding the pads. Crawford actually looked good. Very powerful and precise shots. I know it's just a pad drill or whatever, but nonetheless, it still looked good. I don't expect anything less from Terrence Bud Crawford on that front. I think he actually did very well in his media workout. And even though it lasted maybe almost three times as long as Earl's did, I think that Bud was just trying to prove a point, just showing that, hey, he's ready for action. And to be quite honest with you, I believe him. Now, I'll get to that in just a second, Mo. And then as far as Earl's media day, I did catch most of it. Now he did a very good job on the bag, which was very impressive. He always does impressive work on a heavy bag, but yeah, the sharp, precise, and very piercing shots. They were literally piercing shots. Looked very, very good on the bag. So much so, and I'm excited to see if those shots are going to be applied in the actual fight. If they are, and if they are appearing, very often, then it's going to be a very long night for one Terrence Bud Crawford. But at the same time, um, Bud Crawford is physically more talented than Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence actually has advantages in size, obviously, and this may be surprising, but skill. Okay, follow me. Talent is something that you actually have naturally. Talent is going to be strength, speed, agility, things of that nature, things that you're given, things that you're actually given from genetics and God, his or herself. Um, skill is going to be something that you actually develop, like good head movement, proper punch placement, um, being able to anticipate or time patterns from your opponent. That's actually going to be skills. Okay. I think that since Earl has a good grasp of fundamentals, I think that's going to make all the difference in the fight. And to answer your question, Mo, I believe that Earl Spence will pull off the upset because he is the underdog. He'll pull off the upset, I think, by a split decision or possibly a unanimous decision. Um, I'm leaning more towards probably a split decision this first fight. I think that because of the anticipation of the fight and things of that nature, uh, Bud may get the benefit of the doubt if he fights hard or shows shows his actual talent in spurts in certain rounds. They may give it to him or something like that. Also, I would expect a surprise knockdown in the fight very early. Um, I think that I don't know who's gonna get knocked down, but I think that early on in the fight, there's gonna be a surprise knockdown. It's gonna be a flash knockdown. I don't think whoever gets knocked down is gonna be severely hurt, but I do expect someone to get caught off guard and get knocked down. Whoever that is, I'm not sure. I just have a feeling that that is actually going to happen. And I think that Earl's skill and also just his constant work rate is probably going to be able to be enough to outpoint Terrence Bud Crawford. I don't think that Earl is going to actually knock Terrence Crawford out, but I do see Earl kind of wearing him. And what I mean by that is just causing him to slow down, causing him to clinch more than we're accustomed to seeing, things of that nature. I think that Earl's style actually, of course, is going to do to Bud what it's done to other opponents, which is just kind of wear them down. I don't think, again, that Bud gets knocked out, but I do think that he's actually going to be effective towards the end of the fight. Um, I definitely think that once Earl Spence wins, he's going to move up to 154. I think that he'll be done with 147. So Mauricio, he's not paying no sanctioning fees after he wins against Bud Crawford. Now, if Bud actually wins, then oh, okay, yeah, because there was a South African guy. He was white. Um, he was a white South African guy, Southpaw. I'm sorry to answer your question, Mo. There was a South African guy I know that he actually wound up knocking out. That was a Southpaw, and there was also someone else that was a Southpaw that he got a hold of earlier in his career. Um, I'll take a look at BoxRec and try to figure that one out. But I do remember the guy from the white guy from South Africa that he actually knocked out. Um, but yeah, that's an interesting question. Um, I wonder because I know that yeah, Chris Van Herden, yeah. Um, and then Bud actually fought the DS guy that was he was Dominican, and he also went to the Olympics, I think, and he wound up technically knocking him out. Bud did. I forget his name. But I think it was a Diaz or something like that. But the guy was from the Dominican Republic, and I think he was an Olympic medalist. And I think Bud got a hold of him. He got him out of there, um, and wound up beating him. It wasn't, of course, Gamboa is from Cuba, so it wasn't him. It was another Southpaw. It was a Southpaw guy from the Dominican Republic, I think. Oh yeah, well he hasn't fought anybody yet in the 147-pound division that was a southpaw. This was like, ooh, this had to have been around the time that he went to 140, I think. Um, yeah, because I think that what was it? He defended his title against Gamboa at 135, I think. Um, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. I don't think that he fought anybody at 147 that was a southpaw, and he certainly hadn't fought anyone larger in size as a southpaw at 147 either. So that'll be interesting. I just kind of wonder how Bud is actually going to wind up countering not only the body punching, but the leaning that Black always preaches and talks about. That's a real thing, man. If somebody is just leaning on you and using their weight and just keep pounding you to your body, you're holding them up as you're trying to block those shots. And you know as well as I do, if you get hit in the body a lot, it's difficult. I'll say that your body feels heavier, your muscles start getting really tight. You sometimes if you get hit the wrong way, you got trouble breathing. Yeah, it's a nightmare. You start feeling that lactic acid sometimes, man. It's rough, bro. It is rough. So, conditioning is important. Bud is a very, very well conditioned athlete. So that's why I think that he won't get knocked out. But I do see him, unfortunately, getting outpointed, man. Yeah, I just kind of see him getting outpointed. And I, um, I think that, I think depending on how close it is, Bud may actually take that rematch because he's very, very competitive anyway. Like he's just not gonna take the loss and be like, oh, I guess it didn't work out. No, that's not him at all, man. I can imagine him not wanting to speak to the media after, um, if it doesn't work out, of course. And then if it's a situation to where it's really close, then yeah, I think that I think that he'll voice his opinion in the post fight interview, but I don't think that he'll be there for the post fight press conference. I think that somehow he's gonna conveniently not make that one, having to go to a hospital or something like that. But I don't see Bud talking to the media if he loses, just out of respect for Bud. If he loses, I don't see him talking to the media. Let me just check these comments right here. Okay. So yeah, Julius Ndongo was like, okay, yeah. He sure was. Yeah. Mo, thank you, man. You right on it, brother. Because I mean, Ndongo was Ndongo should have been one of the first people that came to mind because he fought him for undisputed, man. Dang, my fault. That's why you here, Mo. When I slip up, you come with the facts. I appreciate it, brother. Much respect, much respect. All right. Let me see. Yeah, he sure was. But yeah. Oh, okay. Now, I also just kind of thinking about this. I also just want to kind of figure out if, um, if Frank Martin was to actually just kind of fight Dos Santos, who would actually win out of that? That would be very interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, the car accident could be a factor. But remember, he had Danny Garcia after the car accident, and then he had Ugas after the car accident, and now this will be his third fight after the car accident with Terrence Brugg Crawford. And that accident, um, well, the first the major accident. Let me put it that way, because he had a recent accident with somebody running a red light. Um, but the major accident I think was nearly 2 years ago. So um, even though that's not a whole lot of time for recovery, he's had two fights since then, and these guys are no slouches. Danny Garcia, of course, is one of the hardest punchers in boxing, like pound for pound in boxing. He is one of the hardest punchers in boxing. And then Earl wasn't even 100% when he fought him, and he convincingly beat Danny Garcia. And then he wound up uh, stopping a prime and ready Ugas as well. Ugas was not a slouch. I actually went to that fight with him versus Ugas, and you could definitely hear the shots that Earl was landing. And to his credit, you could hear some that Ugas was landing too. Ugas looked a lot bigger than Earl in that fight, but yet Earl was still able to just literally impose his will on him later on in the fight. And despite the mouthpiece snafu, Earl pretty much had control of the fight to kind of begin with anyway. So I don't see any residual effects from the accident being a problem, especially now that he had like the eye surgery and all of that. Um, I think that he should be okay. Fingers crossed. Maybe, yeah. I don't think that would be a factor, but you never know. Blood could actually target an area and may trigger something. We don't know. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see. That's what July the 29th is all about, just kind of figuring out um, what is actually going to work with each guy. Um, will will shiftiness and constant stance switching and speed and agility work as far as just frustrating Earl Spence? Or will a patient fundamentally sound strategy actually wear down Terrence Crawford? I love to kind of stick around and find that out, man. I really would. I This is going to be a fight that I actually enjoy, man. I really believe that it's going to be very close and very competitive, and that you know, I think that whoever's game plan um, is actually executed the way that it needs to be is going to win that fight. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited about it. Or very excited to find out about it come July 29th. Let's see here. Oh man, salute Jared. Oh, 11 Green, man. Dang, thank you for coming through, bro. I appreciate that. And Mo, I do agree with you. It can also come down to who's hungrier and who wants it more. It most of the time it sounds like a cliche, but that is true. Like whoever wants it the most and whoever's willing to go through the most to get to their goal is usually the one that actually wins. Um, but yeah, I really do look forward to this particular matchup, man. I could talk about this all night. I really could. Um, but one other thing that I just kind of really wanted to touch on um, was the Charlo Canelo fight. I know that's not going to happen until September the 30th. But since I'm a fan of Texas Spiders, I'm gonna touch on it a little bit. And I'm also just try to I'm gonna also petition uh to try to have Jamal Big Charlo uh fight Demetrius Bugu Andre. I think that fight needs to go ahead and happen. It's 2023, man. These rivalries are going. We've already had Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. We've also had Tank versus Ryan. We've had Devin versus Lomachenko. We're getting Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Um, and I think, and again, that Maxie Hughes versus George Kambosos fight, I really think that that's actually going to be a good one. I really think that it is going to be a good one. I think that they're very evenly matched. Um, I kind of hate to say this, but I actually look forward to seeing Kambosos fight Maxie Hughes and who comes out on top on that. I know that they're I know that they're not exactly likable guys, but I think that I think that the fight between them is going to be interesting enough for hardcore boxing people such as ourselves to kind of tune in and be interested and see what actually happens with that. And again, in case anybody missed it earlier, I do have George Kambosos actually edging out Maxie Hughes with his swarming style. Um, I think that if Maxie Hughes is able to kind of pick that apart, then he does have a chance. But if not, I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, yeah, I appreciate that, Mo. Thank you, brother. I'm very passionate about, of course, the sport of boxing or the art of boxing, rather. So yeah, I love talking about the intricate details of it, and the styles and the matchups and things of that nature. I love going over that type of stuff. Um, as a matter of fact, once I'm able to, I would like to do demos, kind of like fight breakdowns, like almost like Teddy Atlas, to where you kind of demonstrate what type of fight plan would work, and then what type of fight plan could counter that in retrospect to that. So, as the channel develops, look for that too. I'm not going to say anytime soon, but I would just say look out for that at some point in the development of this show. I really, really look forward to being able to grow and provide a whole lot better content as I kind of move up and move forward, man. But yeah, talking about boxing, it obviously brings a smile to my face. I'm very passionate about it, man. I love what I do when I'm demonstrating or talking about boxing or something like that. Um, okay, so you saying, oh man, I knew you was gonna do that, Mo. But you know what? I'm gonna entertain you, man, because you tuned in. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and entertain you. Okay, so maybe and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna even do this really nice for you. Okay, Mo. I'm gonna do this really nice for you, man. Okay, so um let's say from a suspense standpoint, first and foremost, we're gonna go to the low-hanging fruit. This is the heavyweight division. Anything can happen with one punch, right? Okay. Yes, Dillian White did have a performance against Tyson Fury that was not so great. Unfortunately, Mr. White's night was ended with a vicious uppercut, and he unfortunately was knocked out of the match in the ninth round. Um, there were also similar situations with uppercuts against Povetkin, who I think scored knockout of the year that year when he knocked out White. But Dillian White is either hard headed or very resilient. Now, I think it's going to be the first one. Okay. I think that he's just hard headed. Um, and hard headed people don't go away so easily. Okay. I think that Dillian White believes that he has a shot against Anthony Joshua, and he's going to prove to the world come August 12th that Anthony Joshua, that win against him, that win against Dillian White via Anthony Joshua, knocking him out, I think in a fifth round or something like that, was just an error in judgment. Okay. I think that Dillian White's overpowering style may present problems for the rebuilding Anthony Joshua. I think that since he has a new trainer in Derek James, that he is attempting to adjust, and that attempt at adjustment could serve as a factor that could work in Dillian White's favor. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. And also, Mo, if you believe that, I got some oceanfront property in Sheffield I want to sell you. Dillian White is finna get knocked out, man. Come on, man. You know that. You know that. What round do you think? What round? The question really is, what round do you think Dillian White's finna get knocked out in? Come August the 12th. Um, the number that actually came into my mind automatically was 3. Okay. I think that he's gonna get knocked out pretty early. I think that Anthony Joshua is trying, and emphasis on trying, to make a statement. I think that he's trying to make a statement, and I really truly believe that by eliminating Dillian White faster than what he did when he previously fought him is actually just going to bolster his image up for the Deontay Wilder fight, if that still happens in December. I was kind of following along with Pac-Man Tay Jones. Check him out. I think it's a Pac-Man ATL underscore Tay, to try to find his show. I think that he was saying that the fight could actually be in jeopardy because of Eddie Hearn. I certainly hope not, man. 2023 has been a great year for boxing, and I think that it would be a huge disappointment if uh, if Joshua and Wilder do not fight at the end of the year. I think that fight definitely needs to happen. It should have happened in 2017 for the undisputed heavyweight title. Unfortunately, we all know what happened with that. We do not need for the business of boxing to get back to the business of boxing. Okay, in the words of Junior the Truth, I think that 2023 is a breakout year for boxing. And I think if the Spence versus Crawford fight is monetarily successful, that opens up several doors for these wanted matchups that everybody's been pretty much clamoring for. I think if that happens, you do see Tank versus Devin Haney. You may also see Tank versus Secure Stevenson. You may also see Frank Martin versus Shakur Stevenson. Um, and the list kind of goes on and on. You may actually wind up seeing Jermall Charlo actually fight Canelo because he's on like a 3-year deal. So, or a 3-fight deal. I'm sorry. So you may see that. Um, and then, we may also see, shoot, I had the names. Oh, yeah. There's actually no pressure on these guys, but Beterbiev versus Bivol, I mean, that should be for undisputed at light heavyweight. I mean, where's the pressure for those guys to fight that particular type of fight? Like, I'm very interested in trying to see who the light heavyweight, excuse me, not unified, I'm sorry, undisputed world champion is. I don't think that there is or ever has been a undisputed champion at 175. I don't think. I think Roy was unified, but I don't think that there was ever a undisputed champion at 175. You know, Mo, you could check up on that if you want, brother. But I do not think that there was ever an undisputed champion at 175. I think that there was just a unified champion or several unified champions. You say you hoping Callum Smith beats Beterbiev. Man, get out of here, man. Seriously. Boy, boy, boy. Boy. Yeah, and you're right. White is the dude that just keeps getting whooped and he keep coming back. You know, he'd be like, boy, you about to get your ass whooped. Boy, that's one ass whooping I'm going to have to keep taking. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, bro. Oh, and I appreciate the advice as well, Mo. Yeah, the title of the show is called "It's Just Me." The reason that I'm doing that is because it is literally me. I'm not some internet character or anything like that, man. I'm my real self on here. Because I can't be nobody else, man. I'm not that good of an actor. You know what I mean? I may look like Omari Hardwick, but I don't have his ability, man. I can't act like that. You know, I'm just me. That's why that's why I named the show. It's just me. Yeah, it's always just gonna be me, man. It's not gonna be some internet character, man. I'm not no Charleston White or nothing like that, brother. They can have that. But yeah, I really would like to see Beterbiev fight Bivol. Any thoughts on who may actually win that matchup? Do you think that Beterbiev has enough pressure and enough power to try to get to Bivol, or does Bivol have good enough boxing skill to keep Beterbiev honest and outpoint him, and or get his attention to where he's less aggressive? Oh, okay. So Mo, you got Bivol beating Beterbiev. Okay. Yeah. Now to me, I would think that I would honestly think that Bivol could probably keep Beterbiev at the end of his jab. And I think also with straight right hands to the body, that could slow down Beterbiev because he's actually closer to 40 than what I thought. I think he might be 38, 39, something like that. And if you have somebody that's taller and younger and that can clearly box pretty well and has decent lateral movement, I think that that's hard to compete with, especially at an advanced age. And you're this overwhelming pressure fighter, or you're this Terminator like fighter that can actually avoid some shots, but can take on many and just keep coming and coming and coming. I think that at an advanced age, that type of fighting style can break down fairly quickly and can potentially be dangerous for Beterbiev. If If he somehow um, uses his upper body movement to just kind of evade more punches, even if it's just a smaller number, like maybe if he evades maybe, oh, in the course of the entire fight, if I'm assuming it's 12 rounds, if he avoids maybe 48 of them, which just means that if he's able to avoid 4 punches per round, that could actually make a huge difference as far as his approach in pressuring Bivol. Um, and with any professional sports, it's gonna be like the little things or little details that you can kind of tweak to kind of help you actually overcome or beat your opponent. So yeah, if he's able to dodge 4 more punches per round, then I think that Beterbiev may have a decent chance of actually beating Bivol. But I since I am a fan of boxers and especially boxer punchers, then I would probably at this point have Bivol edging out Beterbiev, but it would not surprise me if Beterbiev was just relentlessly coming and then eventually wears down Bivol as well. Um, let's see here. I'm taking a look at the comment section here. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you believe Bivol has a chin. Um, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Yeah, I think Anthony Yard did get his attention. I don't think that he necessarily rocked or wobbled Bittervia real bad. I think that he did get his attention though. But yeah, he Bitterviev has actually looked a little vulnerable in some fights, but I don't think that it's been to a point to where, well, it obviously hasn't been to a point to where someone was able to just fully take advantage of it. Even with Joe Smith Jr., and I think he caught him flush with a right hand that would have knocked out most people. It did. I think it did actually stun Beterbiev, but of course he survived that and then got Joe up out of there. But um, yeah, whew, yeah, he yeah, that Beterbiev is actually something else, despite his age. I think that if he maintains what he has, and like I said, even if it's a small difference, like him avoiding those 4 punches per round, I think that literally adds up and actually helps his case as far as applying pressure and then eventually overwhelming his opponent. Now, I don't think that he's actually just going to overwhelm Bivol, but I think that if he's successful, he'll get to a point to where he will make Bivol reconsider what he's doing. And of course, what I mean by that is if Beterbiev is able to kind of slip inside of his jab or evade the right hand, and get inside and start working, then I think, of course, Duval, as a result, is going to have to clinch more and then start using more body combinations and then pushing back with the jab. As he goes back, he could just jab back and then just try to reset. But I mean, that's a pretty tough task. I'm not sure if he's just able to. I don't think that if Beterbiev gets inside, Bivol would probably be able to just pull that off the way that he may need to. But then again, you never know. Bivol is constantly working on things in the gym. I see a few shorts of him as far as throwing punch combinations and videos and stuff like that, and they look good. But it's a totally different thing when you have a world class fighter in there with you. That's definitely going to hit you back. Let's see what's going on in the comments though. All right. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He definitely has that mean streak, Jared. Yeah, he definitely has that mean streak. Um, but yeah, you're right, Mo. You know, as I was kind of alluding to before, when you get older, that type of fighting style, as far as just pressuring someone and taking three to give your two off, or taking four to get your six off, or something like that. Yeah, that can actually deteriorate very quickly as you kind of get older. It's rough. It gets rougher and rougher as you get older and older with that type of pressure type style. See Arturo Gotti, like, oh boy, I keep thinking about that Floyd fight, y'all. That was bad. Um, Now, to his credit, Arturo Gotti, and I know I'm kind of getting off subject. To his credit, Arturo Gotti was able to kind of uh, reinvent himself by becoming a pressure style boxer type, with the help of oh my goodness, I got this man's face in my head, and why I can't know. Oh my God, shoot, yeah, oh yeah, Jared Hurd, yep, you right about that. Um, you right about that, Jared. Like, yeah, Jared Hurd was rough, bro. I mean, yeah, I I knew from the jump with Jared Hurd, man. Anytime that you're just covering up and you're just walking through, that can only last you so long, man. And then you're drastically shortening your career by taking all of those types of shots, man. I think that last good win that he had against my man, shoot, why I can't think of this man's name? The southpaw from Cuba that's in Houston. Fought Canelo. Golly, I am so mad. He actually fought Canelo. It was a close fight. Irislande Laura. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Irislande Laura. When he fought Irislande Laura, I think that took a lot out of him, man. Even though Laura wasn't known to be like a powerful puncher or whatnot, I think that I think because of the amount of shots that he took from Laura, that actually took a lot out of him, man. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't he even? I think he may have even wobbled uh, Jared Hurd, or possibly. No, I think he wobbled him. I don't think he knocked him down. I think the what you call it knocked him down. My man Julian Williams, I think he was the one that actually knocked him down. But I think that Laura kind of wobbled him a bit in their fight, and it was a very back and forth type fight too, man. Um, but yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And the trainer that I was looking for Gotti was Buddy McGirt, man. Buddy McGirt actually helped turn Arturo Gotti around and made him more into like um, a boxer type, but yeah, a boxer puncher type, um, as opposed to like the slugger he was when he was fighting Mickey Ward those two times, and then on that third time he just displayed some boxing ability and just really separated himself from Ward doing that. But yeah, Buddy McGirt turned him around. It was a great run until he ran into Floyd, and then it just got tragic, boy. Woo! You know that double right hand that Floyd hit Arturo Gotti with was something that I practice doing all the time, and it feels great when I practice doing it. So what he'll basically wind up doing is he wound up stabbing him to the body and then stabbing him to the head, and he was getting them like that. Oh, I guess I got a visitor. Hey, what is on your face, boy?
No.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Man.
Help.
My son over here
No.
done got into the chocolate, man. Look at this.
Stop it.
That is terrible. All right. We ain't gotten into this cake mix, man. Anyway, he much credit to Buddy McGirt for turning Arturo Gotti around, bro. But yeah, that double right hand that Floyd threw, man, it was terrible, bro. It was terrible. Well, I guess I'm gonna probably have to end the stream early, fellas. But man, thank y'all so much, man, for hanging there with me. I appreciate you. And until next Thursday, salute to the mighty LDBC. And to all of those that were showing support, man, thank you very much for coming through. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a good night, y'all.